Welcome to Burning Metal Shooting the Breeze, episode 5. In this episode, I'm joined by Red Marabou. How are things, man?
Great, what are you?
Not too bad yourself, now.
Yeah. Sure,
Yeah.
I'm living the dream.
Look at you. Could be in worse situations. Like,
That's it, brother.
yeah, man. Me and you go back a long way, man. We go back all the way to the face melter days and the infamous, will not be said, fest.
Yeah, they were some days, all right, brother.
Yeah, it was a bit of. Look at it, sure. It was all about learning and getting to know more things, and you're not going to get everything right the first time.
No, that's it. You know what I mean? You gave it a try, and it was a whopper leading up to it anyway.
Yeah, it's a bit of,
So giving people that excitement in the first place was
yeah.
badass. You know.
The only thing the only thing I would change is the name if I had time back.
Yeah, not to
Yeah,
put
that
your
was
name
a
on it. Yeah.
bad idea. Because I live in my own little fucking bubble, like of
Right. Yeah.
everything is, and I was just like, it's all a big joke, calling and laughing
Ah.
at yourself. And the next thing, everyone thought I was a wanker, like so. But not
Ah.
everyone, but a lot of people did.
Man, sure. Listen, you gave it a shot, and sure. We'll see now. Coming up soon, you got this new badass.
Oh yeah, the Iron Mountain Metal Festival. Yeah, we're first meeting now tomorrow of this year. We obviously for a lot of reasons we couldn't go up there, but
Yeah,
because I know for certain three of us have got the vaccine now, and I have the antibodies, so
yeah,
we're kind of. I think one of the lads hasn't, but when three out of the four of us are all right, like we're not going
yeah.
to
You'd
be.
be good.
Yeah, we won't be inside. We'll be outside, obviously, because that's where everything is. But
Yeah,
we'll just have a
sweet.
chat tomorrow and see where everything lies. Hopefully, maybe, possibly at the end of summer, but we'll have to see what restrictions. But even come July, the 200 max limit is allowed.
Right.
Start
Yeah,
of July,
yeah.
and we'd be looking at the end of August. And
Sweet.
we wouldn't even have the 300 on the site because we'd have the 150 patrons and we'd have a lot less bands than we initially would have planned over the 3 days. So
Yeah.
if we've fallen around the 250 mark, so if you can get 200 at the start of July, by the end of August, 250,
Yeah.
it's in the
Doable.
realms, but we'll have to see there.
Awesome, man. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Hopefully, man, hopefully. And it was after the Korak was your band at the time, you had a
Yeah.
good run with them as well too, man.
Jeez, them's me boys. Like,
Yeah.
I think we were together for like 13 years, or maybe even more. Probably more. Probably about 15 years. But yeah, we met in the rock school in Ballyfermot, and we were just like three mad fellas just going terrorizing everywhere we went. Like, they were good times.
Yeah, I remember that when the infamous festival didn't actually go ahead, we had the 2 day thing in Fibbers and he closed it off, man. That
Yeah,
was a great way to
yeah.
finish it. Richie just
Stop.
started smashing drums everywhere and collapsed out through them, and Keith was lying on the ground, and I think you just collapsed at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think majority of our sets we ended up all on the ground or something. Like Richie done it to be cool diving across it. I was just knackered. I just had to fall over. uh,
something different. You stuck out anyway.
that's it. For being a bunch of mad arses, yeah.
Bit of crack.
Yeah,
And then, of course, you went on then to Marabou, which is you've got the moniker now of Red Marabou. That was unusual that you took your name from a project you were just kind of a member of.
It was like I don't know. It was because when I joined the band, we'd already worked together for years before that because they were on Face Melter, of course, and they were like brothers anyway. So it just felt perfect to jump on board. But then I took the name because I was setting up a YouTube channel, and I was like, I need to have a different name, and have that kind of character kind of buzz, and it just fit well. And then unfortunately that band disbanded. Yeah, well, it was just starting to get somewhere really nice as well, but it just wasn't the right time for us as a four piece. But then the name, I couldn't drop the name. Then I was like, I'd become this character of
Alter
himself.
ego.
Yeah, my alter ego. So I was like, I have to hang on to this, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's where we are now.
Oh yeah, it was a shame with Maribel, but I remember at the time he'd kind of fallen out of love with the whole thing, hadn't he? Really?
Yeah, it was pretty much that like, but I'm so happy to see him back. He found his love again.
Yeah.
He's back playing stuff now because he's a genius. Like he's a very creative dude. And then I have Caleb with me in Paralysis.
Hmm.
So he's just another incredible musician for his age, especially like, I think he's what, 56 now. He'll kill me now. He's only in his 20s.
Very good, very good. Yes, stays back with Cynic Cult, all right. That was a cool concept for that video. I sent in a picture or a video myself, the whole bullion.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
pretty sweet, like.
I can't wait to see what he comes out with it because
Yeah,
he got me to do a little moody kitchen scene, and I sent it to him. I was like, I have to look sad, but I was like, what's my character? What's my what's my motive here? But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he comes up with.
Think about all the times he couldn't play live for the last 15 or 16 months.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I went, brother. Yeah. I was like, oh God, we had a full tour booked before lockdown Paralysis. Like we were going all over the country, and then literally the month we were meant to go, done.
Gone.
Yeah.
And I remember it well, man. Like Paralysis, you were really starting to pick up a lot of steam around that time.
We were, yeah.
You got PR companies involved, and you got big numbers on your videos as well on YouTube, like really high numbers.
Yeah, it was starting to get really good because we were working with BMJ Records in England, and they're just absolutely whopper, like, but they were very much like they'd work under the radar for us. They were really cool guys. I'm hoping that we can reconnect with them once all this is over, or get Paralysis back up and running. But yeah, no, we were getting somewhere. It was good fun, but sure, the carpet was pulled from underneath us.
Exactly. Yeah, I was kind of making a joke about it at the time, everything with my own past, the fucking global pandemic had to come and stop me,
man, I know.
Kind of my fault, is it?
I felt for you, but I was like, "What? Give this chap a break, man! He's trying so hard."
No, it's look at that. I'm working with the right people this time, and the guy that owns the place, Leoct, he was always 100% from day one,
Pass.
Because I met him at one of his own festival, Gothic Species, and I was hanging out there the weekend, and when you're around the weekend, you kind of get a read on people. And you seen me all weekend going around chatting and having a can, but I wasn't falling into fires or anything like that. So when you kind of go away with that impression, you're probably thinking, oh, that mightn't be actually too bad. If he can have a few drinks and not do anything stupid, he could be safe enough, like, because, when you've got everyone can tell you the right thing, can't you,
That's it, man.
And there's plenty of them over the years, as we know ourselves, but sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, sure, we'll knock on a bit of Paralysis anyway before we're going further, just to get where are we now? With a bit of a, and this is Contort, Thrive, Survive. Straight I'll kind of leave it there. It's near the end of the song now, but I
Yeah,
forgot that
that's it, man.
I
Oh,
forgot that
that
Mo was in the band.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah, Mo's
God,
in the
that
band
chap.
actually. Yeah.
He can smash the skins, brother. Like, he is unreal. But man, that just gave me such an inspirational feeling because I haven't seen the lads in so long.
Mm.
Haven't been able to get down to Dublin to them, and yeah, I just can't wait to get back jamming with the boys. They're so awesome. And Michael from Track Mix, my God, he is a genius.
Mm.
Every time I hear his music, even when it's not stuff I've recorded with him, it just blows me away. Like, it's just the talent on that record, not me, you all of them. It's great stuff. Yeah,
That's probably the
thanks
first
for
time you've heard that in a long time. I say that song.
haven't listened to it in a while, brother. Yeah, it's been a while because it was at the start. It was just frustrating. It started lockdown. I was like, no. So no, I bang it on every now and then, but yeah, it's nice to hear. But yeah, speaking of Mo, he's what an individual. Like he
Oh
can
man,
play every instrument. Like that's his main instrument.
yeah.
He's an anomaly.
I remember him as well. Like he had the wireless kit. And I
Yeah,
remember you remember yourself and the lads told me a story that he ran out of a gig in London and he was
yeah.
convinced he'd been hit by a bus. You thought he was dead.
Man,
Like,
it was like this close, but I swear to God. And he was wearing a red T-shirt as well, and the bus was red,
uh,
and it looked like he disappeared for a sec. There was because it was that I can't remember which face melter tour it was, but it was a rake of us anyway, a good 20, 30 of us, and we were all outside the place because we ran out after him, and he was out doing his thing, and he ran towards his bus, and all of a sudden the bus flew past, and everybody just like we actually thought he was a goner, but.
oh yeah,
Thankfully, the next day he was up on the bar in the next venue playing his guitar.
the,
Yeah,
the gig
good
he
stuff.
played for me back in the day as well. Sure, he was inside in the women's jacks, like they were fucking running around, like some girl came
I,
out and I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
I
They're playing
remember.
the guitar.
That's actually how I met Mo. I was in Fibbers like a long time ago now, man. And I was up at the bar and I'd only just got in. And there's a band playing, and all of a sudden, this chap slides on his knees beside us at the bar. Like he only had little dreadlocks at the time. I was like, "Who is this chap? He is deadly." So from then on, I was like, and funny you talk about Mo and you talk about Face Melter. His first record with Cillian Rail was what made me want to do Face Melter in the first place.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because I was listening to that record, and at the time, I was a truck driver or something at the time, and I was driving around listening to the album, and I was like, these guys need to be heard. This is crazy. JC recorded that album in Tehran,
All right.
um, but it was like people need to hear this record, and it just inspired me, And I remember saying this to him. I was like, dude, you know, you really got me thinking. Just I stopped thinking about myself as just a musician trying to do it myself. Wanted to help out the boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, serious stuff. You're giving me all these like flashbacks and reminiscent moments here, brother.
Yeah, that's the
Great
thing.
stuff.
Like, even though when you look back at the past, there's always a little moment like that. So even you can say, "Well, that didn't go right."
Yeah.
Oh, remember that when Mo nearly got hit by a bus in London?
Yeah, yeah. They're just cool things you never really think of. Like it's great. Like
Yeah, I remember hearing the story that night, and Keith was just like he was like he was there again. He was.
yeah. It was one of those moments that just
It's
I
one of the
I don't
moments you live for.
yeah I think there's a video of it. I think there could be some footage of it anyway. His near death experience. But the funny thing is that he didn't care. All the rest of us were shocked, but he didn't care.
All part of the show.
Show must go on, yeah.
Exactly. So the whole Ren Marabou solo project now that was obviously born out of the lockdown anyway.
It was, but yeah, it was like out of necessity for my sanity. I was in the gaff here, and I'm 4 hours away from the band and all my family and stuff. So I was like, I need to do something to keep myself occupied out here, or I'll turn into a shining kind of buzz. So the missus, like I said before, threw me into the music room and just said, "Stay in there and go mad." And that's what happened. I went in here and turned into a mad scientist. Just sorry, go on.
I remember you saying on the Metal Cell podcast that when you started off, you had like shit,
Ah,
really
dude.
shit equipment.
It was like one of those things where it's like I want to see if I can record an album on the cheapest thing I can that sounds semi decent.
Mm.
And like the microphone I had was like €10 SM58 knockoff. Mm. So like which isn't an expensive mic anyway, it's only £100 mic, but I got the cheap version, which was a tenner from on the longbow of China. And I used an old beat up Marshall amp that I had from like 20 years ago. And, it was just, I recorded my vocals on an SM58, which is, anybody who doesn't know, is like a live microphone. It's not for, I didn't even have a diaphragm mic or anything. But that was just for a bit of fun to keep me occupied, really. And then people liked it. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this a little bit more serious. So I decided to get a bit more into it and, upgraded all my gear. And this room went from an empty room with a few guitars to like just, stupid stuff that I'm surprised the missus let me buy,
Probably a good thing it kept you busy and it kept her away from you as well too. Like,
yeah. Oh man, it's the only way. If ever there was another lockdown again, I would make a video just to let all the lads and ladies that are into music know. Best way to keep a relationship sweet during lockdown is to set up a recording studio and stay the fuck in there.
yeah, you were lucky you had the space there as well too.
That's it, man. Yeah, no, we just had this on the side of the gaff, this extra room, and it's just I hit it very lucky, and because I wasn't rehearsing or anything or traveling back and forth to Dublin, I had loads of time. So I literally just I done what my old songwriting lecturer from college, Francie Conway, told me: write a song every day. So now this is obviously college a long time ago, but it always resonated with me, So I did that. I took I took his advice from 15 years ago, and I started writing just every day. And yeah, I just started going for it. But then I think I unlocked something in my brain then, because it won't stop now. I'm writing songs like just constantly. I'm in the jacks, or I'm making breakfast, or just painting the wall outside. You probably saw a picture of me last day. I destroyed myself painting the fence with my beard and everything. And I was just writing and writing and writing, in my head.
So it's the same. Like it's been a recurring theme to have solo artists on this podcast, and like with Graham Keane and young Thomas Hines, like they're constantly thinking about something. Like if they're not writing it's in their head, like they're just can't wait to get back into their little den and just put it all down.
I know, it's amazing, and that's the really cool thing about lockdown, if you could say such a thing, because I know it's been really shitty for all musicians.
I know what you're saying.
To look for a silver lining, let's say. The amount of solo projects that have come out over this time has been amazing, and it's been such incredible stuff, like the t-shirt you're wearing, for example, basically I mean, that's serious stuff. And Michael McCoy and stop the lights.
And John Murphy brought back the whole Faroon thing, after nearly 15 years or however long it was. It's a long time gone anyway now, like, so.
Yeah, oh man, the two boys I was on with Metal Cell podcast, just astounding musicianship and the work rate. It's brilliant, like, so. I know, it's exciting. It's like a new movement. The solo artist movement.
I wouldn't really know much about Jack Penders myself now. I know he used to be in Dead Eon, but I wouldn't really know much else about him. But it's good to see him still going, because I hadn't heard about him in a good while now. It's a long time since Dead Eon knocked it on the head, like.
Yeah, that's it. And he's just one of those, like Mo, just talented at everything kind of thing,
Just knows how to do it. Where's Mo's solo project?
Yeah, I know. Well, he's still going strong with well, the new senior rail, Ritual Effect. So they're I think they're with Split Screen Management now, and they were the same guys that we were with Marabou, but they were called Alpha Omega.
Mm.
And they're in the big leagues. Like they're in contact with so many incredible people. It's just a pity we didn't get to do that gig with them that time. We were Marabou were booked to play with Cavalier Conspiracy over in Russia. We had a 3-day tour,
Oh,
but it didn't happen in the end because the band split up.
oh shit.
Yeah, man. Like you literally just I had the visas and everything for it.
Oh no.
That's such
Oh
is life.
yeah, true, but that's fucking no. I didn't know. I think now that I look back, now that I think back, I remember the tour
Yeah.
announcement. All right, I didn't know it didn't go ahead though. Shit.
No, I try not to think about it, you know. But I made a lot of great connections. Like I'm back and forth chatting to Fran the Cavalier. He's like a cousin of theirs, and
Oh, very cool.
yeah, Max's wife and the whole lot. They're a really cool crew. It was just nice to be, involved with those people at all.
Just
Very, very cool.
even in the conversation, like.
That's exactly it. Where so I'm hoping to jump back into that kind of world soon. With now that I have the band, the Berserkers.
Yeah, yeah. I think now that in a few months, man, I think everything will be back to normal again.
Ah, can't wait.
Because
Hopefully.
the media just blow all this out of proportion, like the Indian scarians and all the rest. Like
Yeah.
it's just if anything, but thing they can grasp onto now to get people clicking on fucking negative shit online. That the media are the real virus, if you ask me. Through all this,
No, you're dead on, man. Dead on.
I'm not a
No doubt
fan.
about
I'm
it.
really not a fan. But we'll go away from that. But how many
We'll stay
albums
away
have you
from that.
actually released this the last year? You released four,
Yeah,
did you?
well, including the one that I done with the 10-euro microphones, five. This is the sixth one I'm working on now.
Fucking hell.
I know it's crazy, man. I don't know. I don't understand it. Like it took me so long to record albums with other people. I think I'm just one of those kids who plays better by himself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe when I'm around friends or bands that I'm friends with, you just want to have the crack. You spend the majority of the time shooting the shit and out touring and just having the crack. But I think when I'm like just on my own in the room here, it's full on
Yeah.
tunnel vision, working and stuff. And like, yeah, album number 6 is all the music is done near enough. I have to do some solos and lead guitar, but then vocals. So I think maybe in the next week or two I might start vocals.
Fuck's sake, the album will be like how many weeks? The last album only came out a month ago, didn't it?
It's yeah, pretty much a month now. Yeah. Like
You're setting yourself up for a fall with this record label, man. They'll be expecting a new album every fucking month.
I'm telling you, man. The boys were. I was chatting away to them. I was like, I'm on course of doing an album every 3 months. And I don't know what got it into my head. I think it might have been the kind of money, the royalty stuff comes in every 3 months. So I was like, right, if I put out an album every 3 months, it was all just like thinking about when the money's coming in and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, it's just, I need to get it out of my system. My brain's exploding with, especially now that I'm into the whole Viking thing. It's just, there's just so much to write about, and I just want to dish it out.
Yeah, I did all the music and like the Viking thing. I would never have seen that coming, like compared to your musical past and what you were doing earlier. It's so far removed from everything you've done before. Like,
do you know what it is? It's almost been like a journey this year. Just a journey of self-discovery, musically and personally. But funny, the Paralysis logo. It's the Odin horn, like this, but I've reversed it. So I think I said in one of the last interviews, the boys in the band didn't even know. I just kind of snuck it in there because I've always wanted to do the whole Viking thing and my pagan beliefs and whatnot, and I just never had a chance because the bands I was in weren't into it, and I didn't want to kind of put that on them, kind of thing. So I just, after a while doing a few albums here, I was like, yeah, this is the right time. Let's do it.
Yeah,
You know?
it's really caught on too, and like I'd say a great crack with that sword in the video as well too, man. Jesus, I said it was something
Oh
great from
man.
that.
Well, yesterday I was filming a video with the boys, the Berserkers,
Hmm.
and we were out in the middle of nowhere in this old castle ruin, and we had swords and axes and drinking horns, and we had an absolute blast. Absolute blast. It
That'll
was
come across well in the video, so.
yeah, man, I can't wait. It's gonna take a while for editing and stuff, but
Hmm.
great track, and they're top guys too. Can't wait to get touring with them.
Yeah, you said before we had a chat before, they're all local to Donegal as well, them lads, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's incredible. Do you know, it was like it was like do you remember Mask, the TV show,
Of course,
where
yeah.
they put a call out and then they'd answer the phone and the boys would all come to the one place, you know, like as quick as they could. It was like that. It was literally in one day. I mean, I had these guys on my radar for about a year. I
Hmm.
wanted to have everything set up, and I was apprehensive. I was like, I don't know whether, what way to go with this. But I gave the call, and within half a day, I had a full band out here. And like, I'm not from here, so I don't really know anybody. It was incredible. It was a very Mask moment. Like all the '80s kids will know what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. All the old bastards. No, but Donegal, man, there's a shit ton of musicians in Donegal, but they don't really seem to be doing anything because there's not really that many bands up there. So they were probably delighted to get something like this.
That's it, brother. Yeah, they're the ones that are out here are incredible. Like, but there is it's a small scene,
Mm-hmm.
but
Very cool.
it's a lot of it is they love country music out here
Mm.
and traditional music,
Yeah.
and metal is very much not on. There's no scene, let's say, of it, but there is a little bit of a alternative, kind of night where mixes of bands play. There's a cool venue in town here called Number 52, I think.
52, yeah.
Um,
There used to be metal and punky rock nights in the 52 as well. And there
yeah,
was your man Nigel Hagerty at Disturbance, like,
Nigel
yeah,
Hegarty, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He's got something going up there, and he had like a girls' school and a few fairly big bands coming in. And next
yeah.
thing, obviously it had to stop, but with your own band, like when he gets back up and running, I'm sure he'd be able to organise something for you up there.
No doubt, no doubt. He's a hit. The bass player from his band, from Tesla Effect, is actually playing with me in Berserkers now.
Oh, really? All right. What's
And
his
the
name?
Berserkers, yeah.
Michael?
Michael, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know the guy you're on about. He's supposed to be a great player, like.
He's lovely. He's absolutely brilliant. He's like, he doesn't even know how talented he is. You know that kind of way. One of those modest cats.
Well, you don't want too many egos in the band anyway, especially at this point in life.
No, you don't find that ego out here though. There's an awful lot of that in other places, let's say.
Yeah.
and I fall victim of that too a lot of time. But like, I don't know, they're just a different breed out here. They're absolutely lovely, and they're so down to earth and extreme talent. Like it's like a hidden gem of talents just sprinkled around here. And I just lucky I hit on the head. I have Damien Doherty from a band called Duality out here. He's playing guitar with us, and I have Terence McCann. He's in a band called Stone Relic out here.
Oh, I heard them, yeah.
Yeah, so like they're all very, seasoned vets, let's say, and they've been around, and I cannot wait to hit the road with these boys. It's phenomenal stuff, like really, really talented dudes, like.
That's great, and of course, with you all around the same age as well, too, like it makes it a lot easier as well, like.
That's it, man. Sure. We're all like 21, 22 now, like.
Yeah, but I suppose now what everyone is kind of looking now, thinking, I can't wait to fucking get back at this now after so long, Even if they only played maybe 3 or 4 times a year, like, at least even the option for a tour itself would be just like, come on, let's go.
That's it. And it's funny you say that because I have like management and stuff, and they're all wanting us to go play abroad in venues and stuff. And that's kind of really the plan for us, like play a couple of local shows around just to have the crack with our local Irishmen, let's say. But then just a couple of gigs abroad, festivals and stuff. That's my favorite thing to do in the world. So I can't wait for that. but I'm really excited for gigs to come back for all my mates in the music
Mm,
industry. You know, like even like the engineers and
mm.
the photographers and everything. Like, geez, they've been suffering like us too. You know, it's been
Yeah,
hard, but
you'd forget how many people were out this affected, like, really, wouldn't you? Unless you really sat down and think about it, wouldn't you?
it's crazy, and that's I don't think the governments understand that there's like, you know, hundreds of different jobs, people's livelihoods. But there is that new initiative. I don't know whether it's going to come to fruition, but uh, like a scheme for artists and
Mm.
musicians. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I
That
won't
would be
hold my
nice.
breath on that.
No, no, I know. Well, it's
Yeah.
nice that they even think about it for a second, anyway.
Just stayed on the news conference anyway, you know.
That's it. Yeah. Sure. Maybe something just to shut us up for a while.
Who are you actually signed to, actually? We didn't make that clear.
Misanthropic Records.
Misanthropic
They're
Records.
Yeah, they're American boys from Kentucky,
Oh, Jesus.
but they're absolutely incredible. Oh, they're a bunch of legends. Like they're all musicians themselves,
Ah,
so they get it. Like you know,
yeah.
so I've they pretty much let me just do me,
Hmm.
and then I hand them the final product, and they make it better. And you know, it's great. Like you know, and they're like, oh, we're gonna make t-shirts and beer cozies and all this kind of jazz. What would you like? And I was like, oh, well, you know, I have a few designs. You know, it's kind of like you're like, well, I have a few designs, and you're expecting to get shot down.
Hmm.
And they're like, oh no, they're actually really cool. Yeah, we'll try and incorporate that. That's great, you know. So it's nice, and it was funny because we were sussing each other out unknown to ourselves. Like they were sussing me, and I was sussing them, and it just fit perfectly. It was just like a perfect match for me. Like um, had a few other guys I was thinking of going with, and I don't know, I just really like their vibe. And they have a big festival on now in August too
Hmm.
that they're putting on. Summer of Madness. It looks incredible. So I really hope the airports, you know, everything opens up so we can get a chance to fly over. Maybe
Jesus.
that'd
That'd
be
be
class.
sweet.
Like,
Could happen, wouldn't it?
ah, oh, geez, my be a dream.
I think, like, with regards to Ireland, the hotel mandatory quarantine doesn't exist anymore with America, anyway.
Does it not? No.
Oh,
Oh,
they've
great.
lifted the quarantine with America, so
Sweet.
on the Irish end of things, you should have no bother, like, you know.
Excellent. Yeah. Cool.
The only
Cool.
thing maybe can be the visa might be slightly iffy, but with the label there, you know, and
Might be okay.
they're vouching for you, and you're going in for one festival, like it shouldn't
Mm.
be too. Maybe it could be pricey though. I don't know enough about it, but
Yeah. We'll have a look, but we have another plan anyway. Later on next year, maybe gonna go over do a bit of a tour
yeah.
over there. So that'll be even if I only get over to the festival for a bit crack.
Hmm.
You know, because when you're going through customs or airplane, they're like, "Have you got a work visa? What's going on here?" You know, the whole messy
Oh, you
stuff
never
like
know. You
that.
could try and organize something over there and have the gear, somebody else's gear there, and maybe we're over for a festival where we've
Yeah,
not been to a
yeah,
festival in over a year, so we're going down here. Oh, off you go. So
that's
see you
exactly
in a
it.
few days, like. Oh, there's always ways and means around everything, you know. You have to.
That's it, man. I mean, the original plan was they were going to set a band up for me over there,
Yeah,
and
you said that. I heard that. All right, yeah.
yeah, I was just going to fly over, you know, me Todd or with the missus, like, and yeah, nobody would have been any the wiser,
No,
unless they're watching this.
we're safe enough there, I think.
They'll be just hear a knock at the door now. The SWAT team jump through the
Exactly.
window. They were like, "Red Marabou, you've been."
Oh, is it? You got your own guitar strings there as well, like fair fucks, man.
Ah, stop! Another dream, my
Yeah,
man.
Jesus.
Yeah, Skull Strings. They're absolutely amazing people as well. Like I seem to have just gravitated a lot of really, really cool, awesome people in the industry this year.
Mhm.
Um, I can't say enough amazing things about Cassidy's guitars as well and Skull Strings. They've uh, they've supplied me with the coolest stuff, and it's just really helped me doing what I'm doing. Um, just taking that chance, some chap from Tala. You know what I mean? It's nice, like,
Yeah, the Taliban that ended up in Donegal and all this happened, like, you wouldn't have
You
seen that
know.
coming, man.
I know. Huh? Who
Even
would have
ending
thunk
up in
it?
Donegal would have been fucking weird enough. Never mind the rest of
Yeah.
it. Like,
Well, I had to meet my missus in Fibbers.
you met her in
So,
Fibers, yeah.
yeah, Fibbers, yeah. It was her first time ever to go to Fibbers, and I just happened to be there.
Really?
So,
Fuck.
yeah. It was mad. Like, yeah, proper Donegal Remelton lady, and they somebody suggested in the hotel. She said, "Where can we go to? Like, rock music, a bit of alternative." And they said, "Oh, there's a place up the road." And she said she only sat down about 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden, this fella just walks in with the big keg things that they have in there. And I just sat down, and that was it. I was like, was I the first chap you spoke to? You don't expect to meet women really from Donegal in Fibbers, like,
Don't
let's
really
say.
expect to meet women in Fibers most of the time anyway. Never mind anything else.
No, there's a lot of burly lads with beards and tattoos, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I
um,
don't. Fibbers doesn't get the credit it deserves. I think an awful lot of people have met in Fibbers over the years, man.
oh man,
It's way higher than you'd ever think. Like,
yeah, it was my second home for a majority of my life. Only since I moved out here, I'm not there every couple of days. I have a lot of respect. They let me. It was them that basically got me going with Face Melter.
oh
And
yeah,
we
I
put
remember
on,
that. Like, you had
putting on.
residency in there and everything, hadn't you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, geez, that's really cool. Like, but Levy and obviously JC's
Mm-hmm.
not working there now, but absolute champions. So
Yeah,
I can't wait to get back down.
I'm hopeful now that this actual JC retirement gig actually goes ahead like it was meant to. Like,
Yeah, that would have been great crack, like, but sure, we'll see whatever the man wants to do himself, if he wants the homage or not. But I think the respect for that man will always be there regardless. Just I mean, I think it was a good 15 years working with that man, and he was started off first gig. It was in Voodoo Lounge.
yeah.
And I was like, who is this magical human being behind the desk here? And ever since then, it was actually him that told me how to get a good live guitar sound. And I've gone with his principles ever since. And I never deviate. And I've said that to him a few times, like, JC, my live sound is because of you, brother.
And I got the hair dryer treatment off myself once as well, but I think if you do, you kind of deserve it. Like,
Well, that's it, man. He's like, until he's actually giving you a talking to, you're not there with him, that kind of way. Like,
yeah, I remember I had a band booked and then a left-handed drummer, and I didn't consider it at the time, and
yeah.
he fairly fucking let into me about it, so he did.
But that's it, though. It always starts off with that, and how you take that with him is where the respect starts. Like,
Oh yeah. I stood
drummer
there and took it. Like, I knew I'd fucked up, and I was just like, yeah, come on, fucking.
Yeah. Like our drummer in Kerouac, he hated his snare because he used to tighten it was real tight. And it was like a Lars Ulrich snare kind of buzz where it was real snappy. And JC hated it, absolutely hated it. And every time he'd be like, putain, he'd be giving out in French. And I loved it. I thought it was the best thing ever. Like, because his ears are just like perfectly fucking tuned in. So you gotta love that, man.
I remember, I won't say any names now, but over the years there was a few bands that said, let's just put it slanderous things about them, and let's just say they're long fucking gone now anyway, man.
Oh, no doubt, brother.
Yeah, they clearly didn't fucking know what they were talking about.
No. I swear I've played in so many different countries and different venues, and every single time I came back to play upstairs in Fibbers, say for example, with JC, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like, all these fancy places, all these like high-tech systems, they're not worth a shite unless you have a man like him behind the desk. And Oh, he like I asked him many a time. I was like, "Will you please be our, on tour resident sound engineer and stuff?" He's like, "No, no, I'm not interested. Not interested." He just wanted to do his own thing, but he is without a doubt the Gandalf, as they say, the
Yeah,
Gandalf, the magical wizard of the sound desk. If anybody deserves that title, he does. Like,
and he took no shit either as well, man.
no,
I
no.
remember there was a night there. I was in there, and it was some band were playing. I can't remember who it was, but some lad went up onto the stage with his arm around, thinking he was funny, like
hmm
JC, and he fucking flew out of the sound desk, and
Yeah,
he got your man, and he fucking could look off the
yeah,
stage like you're
yeah,
thinking, Jesus Christ, for a man so small and thin, and he
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
launched that
yeah.
lad off the stage like.
Ah, dude, no messing with Jay. Like, no way.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he obviously bestowed the talent onto his son Taran as well. Very
Yeah, is
gifted
he still
engineer
sound
too.
engineering? He is.
Sorry.
Is he still an engineer? He is.
I don't know if he still is. I think he may have gone somewhere else, but he definitely left Fibbers anyway.
Yeah, he's
As
not in
far as
Fibbers anyway. I knew he was engineering in Fibbers, and I don't know what happened to him after that. To be honest with you, I haven't.
no, I think he may have gone a different path. I was chatting to him alright, but I never chatted to him about what he's doing career wise now.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very talented too.
Yeah,
The two,
like, for a long time it seemed to be that basically he was going to take over from JC, but it didn't happen. But sure, look at
that was the hopes anyway. But another good thing is my good buddy from school, Russell Hogg, took over JC's role. So he didn't get a chance because the lockdown happened.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
no, me and Russell used to sit in music class together in school in Ballyfermot or
Oh, very
Oban.
good.
So we go way back. He knows the terrible stories of my youth, which
And what's the name of the guy downstairs? He's what's the lad called
oh
downstairs?
yeah, Markin.
Yeah, he's fucking sound as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
He's a great engineer as well too.
He's a phenomenal musician as well. See, that's the
Yeah,
thing. Like his bass playing is just you don't need to be any better. Let's say,
yeah.
he's one of those talented geezers, and we're very lucky over here. Like even the likes of Rats and stuff like that.
Mm.
You go to other countries and you try and play show, and the engineers they just don't have the caliber that they have over here. I don't know what it is. We just have a good ear over here. I think.
Yeah,
You
there's
know.
tons of great engineers. Like Alan Hallen as well is very good too.
Yes. Exactly.
And there's
Yeah.
who else? There's a few others that I can't think of their names now. I'm not going to think of their
There's
names, but
loads of boys. They all I've told them all, so they all know which ones I which ones I like. As one thing I do, I have a huge respect for the engineers because the bands would be nothing without them. In fairness,
like I've been to festivals before, like, and
yeah,
I'm not going to say any names, but there was one particular year, the second stage, it was a tent, and the sound man was just.
yeah, yeah.
I was
That's
in
the
there
thing.
watching bands I knew fairly well, and it was just like
Yeah, that's it.
everywhere.
Do you know the thing? Go on. Sorry.
I was just saying, you'd look down at the desk, and there's your man on his phone, like, and you're just
Oh yeah.
fucking fix this shit. Can you not hear, like,
There's not more annoying, sure. There's not but that's the thing. You'll get from all the solid guys from definitely from the Dublin scene because that's where I spent most of my time.
Mm.
Say they go off and they do electric picnic or knocking stocking in the day and all that. You just knew that tent was the place to hang out with, a hangout for the night, like,
Yeah.
because you knew it was going to be whopper sound.
Yeah. I think I think with the Irish engineers, we'll move away from engineers after this now. But
Yeah,
I think a lot of them, because the scene is kind of smaller. That
yeah,
if you played in other bands, you know what they sound like. So that kind of benefits too. Like between Alan and like Rats used to play in Dichotomy, and Alan
yeah.
with Crafty Foes and Nautilus, and now with Zora, and so when you know what each other sound like, it's always going to be easier too because they're going to give you your sound.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's there's nothing like having musicians doing other jobs in the music scene.
Mm-hmm.
They just get it.
They know the crack.
It makes everything work. Yeah, they know the crack, man.
Right, we'll knock on one of your Ren Marabou songs now. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the new stuff up because we tried, but
Yeah, no bother.
Spotify wasn't happening for me here. Unfortunately, but we'll go with Sword of Tyre. So it's kind of a prequel to What was to come anyway?
Yeah, that's it. It was the starting point.
That's when it rips up. Yeah, you're definitely on the
Nice.
Viking metal track of that one anyway.
Yeah, man. That was good times. 3 months ago only. No, it's probably more than that.
Yeah, it was strange because the album before that was kind of like a Deftones-y kind of vibe, like, you know?
Yeah, it was. It was funny. I was writing that one, Ultra Mega, the Deftones type rock one,
Yeah.
and this one together. And I remember putting out a post because I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do a double album, and I was gonna put the two of them out because I had all the songs,
Hmm.
and it was just this one set just sounded like it needed to be separate, a separate thing. So I just said, you know what, this is it. this is my moment. It was like one of those moments where it was like the light just shined down on me and it was shining on me, Thor's hammer, and I was like, right, this is the time I need to do this. So I literally wrote the two of those albums at the same time, and I was like, I want to go down this Viking route. And I was like, but I've after recording this whole album, what'll I do with it? And it came to, I think it was January, and I was like, I'm after telling everybody about this Ultra Mega album for ages. So I was like, I'll just put it out anyway, even though I had this whole Viking trip ready to go. I said I'll put it out anyway, and I made a few videos, and that was that. But I knew at that moment, and that was it. Then I was picking up my axe and my sword, and I was moving forward. That was it. Like, but yeah, I tried my best to go the heavier side of that. But then Valhalla Waits, it was from Wayfinder that I got in touch with Misanthropic Records. And because they're an American album, I was going to write a very similar album because of the American thing. I don't know why. I just felt like making things just a little bit different, with a bit more folk elements, but rocking and dial back the metal just a little bit. And I knew it was risky because they're quite a heavy label and they want that. That's what they like, you know. But I said, I'll take the risk, and I'm so happy I did.
Yeah, it's worked out well. All right. When you
Ah,
do
stop.
when you do play, are you going to have the whole Viking get up on you, like with the props and stuff? Or
Well, do you know what? It was funny because I said to the boys in the Berserkers, I said, if I ever go full Ivor the Boneless,
hmm.
give me a slap. You know, you have to reel me in, like, because I get carried away, like.
Yeah, next thing you'll have a fucking huge stage budget for all this gear, like.
Man, Amon Amart sold their big ship that they
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
have. If I had the money, I'd have bought that.
Yeah, I've seen the Monomart play a bunch of times, man, and Jesus, they put on a fucking great show. Like,
There's some boys.
oh, they like I seen them at Bloodstock, and they had the whole big rowing thing. They got the crowd to get into a thing rope,
Yeah,
like the longboat thing, and I
yeah.
swear to God, like thousands of people were in that, were joined in. It was
I said
great
I
to
was
see.
some
Like,
buzz. Yeah.
it's amazing to be in the middle of Bloodstock and it's packed for the main stage, and there these lads fucking they're rolling on the ground like.
Love it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That's so cool. It's just because I've always been the theatrical side of music,
yeah.
and I never got to embrace it. Let's say
Mhm.
because I was always too cool. I was like this. I was in the scene of too
Okay.
cool, you know. So I was like, I never got to to branch into it. But then I was left on my own to my
Yeah.
own devices, and then I just hit it right with the boys because they're all digging it too. Like I had a photo shoot yesterday with them, and they were all holding swords and axes, and I was like, "You guys are the coolest." So I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably kind of dial it down for shows, for gigs and stuff.
Hmm.
Probably just black t-shirts, the old regular stuff, a few Thor's hammers, but you never know. I might turn up in a big furry suit, like a big proper armor, the whole lot. Like, let's see.
God help you playing in Fibbers, man. If it's a
I
hot
know.
day, you'll
I
fucking
know.
die. You'll have 15 fucking fans around you.
Oh, dude, man. It's like I struggle with heat as it is. I'm hot. I'm warm blooded, let's
Yeah.
say. So any boys that's ever played with me before, they know what I'm talking about. Like I'm just like I heat up in 2 seconds. But yeah. So the stage clothes might have to be light. If
Yeah,
if it's fur, it might have to be a little bit.
you'll
But
have oh, no, I can get you on that, man. I'm in my shorts all year round, as you know yourself, what the sound was like.
yeah,
I fucking feel the heat as well. I remember like days in Fibbers, like, when we'd be running gigs, man, and Jesus, like, I think I came out a stone lighter than I was, and I can't really afford to be losing any more weight. Like.
it is. Yeah, no, it's a warm place, and those lights, like, cause they're pretty close to you. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
yeah. I'm interested to see what way I go with that because I don't even know
yeah.
from month to month what way my brain's gonna think about music, especially the live stuff. So, but huh?
You didn't even have a live band a month ago, like.
No,
So,
I know
like, this is fucking
exactly, man. It's amazing.
snapped
Like,
into the roller coaster now, anyway.
yeah, that's what these boys like. I don't even realize what. I don't think they realize what roller coaster they're going to be on. It's going to be cool though because they're absolute gents and they're phenomenal musicians. Like we were doing the single shots for the drums there, and me and the other three boys, and we were standing back watching Terence playing the drums for the whole track, and it was like being at a gig. It was amazing. It was like at the end of it, like we're all like, "Yeah!" It was very cool. It just shows how much we miss the live shows. Just watching people playing instruments, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's weird how you say you lived in a city and how you can kind of get wrapped up in all the bullshit that goes along with it in a city, and you ended up moving up to the mountains in Donegal and ended up finding,
Yeah,
little fellow Highlanders, and you're going
no,
off now in your Viking metal pursuit on. You got to pillage and rape and plunder everywhere you go.
it's mad. And you know what? Because like you know yourself, all the boys were in the Vikings TV show and stuff, and
Oh,
Keith from
yeah.
Kerouac, and it was always something I wanted to get in on. It just never sat right, whatever I was doing. And just before lockdown, I applied to do that as well, just for a bit of crack, me and the missus. And sure, the
Yeah.
auditions were cancelled. So, and I wasn't able to get back down. But it was just all, I just always loved that, even the, like I have a pagan belief in it and whatever else too. But the theatrical side of it, I was like, if I can merge that with music somehow, I would be so happy.
And you'd be old enough to remember the Den back in the day, like.
Yeah, of course.
You remember when they used to have a program every now and then? They used to make stuff. There was one they were teaching how to make a Viking longboat out of a lino, floor lino.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, I made it myself. You'd cut out the lino and put it into shape, and you'd get corks and lollipop sticks and ice pop sticks just to make the thing. And yeah, I put it out in water, and I used to say I got stuck in reeds, and that was the end of my fucking longboat Vikings adventures. I went about 20 feet over there the pond, and that was it. That's as far as my Viking days went.
Funny you should talk about boats. We were chatting to the boys yesterday. I was like, do you just know anybody that makes boats? And they were like, we might know a guy. So don't be surprised if you see us now out in a Viking boat for the next video.
Don't tell your missus any of this now, or there'll be a few angry words.
She won't know. She'll watch this back and she'll be like, you're not getting a boat.
Yeah, I was all right with a few guitars and bit, but a fucking longboat now might be just pushing it a bit too far.
She's cut me off. My guitar supply is cut off now. I'm on a hiatus. Apparently, I'm not allowed to buy anymore. I was like, yeah, but I have a custom guitar with Cassidy's guitars, and I'd like to make that happen. She's like, no. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm a Viking, you know what I mean? That's what happens when you live with a shield maiden, man. Rules are rules.
Look, man, sometimes you might need someone to reel you in, or you could maybe go a bit too fucking far with it. Like,
that's exactly it. Well, that's exactly what I said to the boys. I only knew them a wet day, and I was like, give me a slap if I go full over. You know what I mean?
No, it's all looking good anyway. And as I say, like with the band now formed and things coming back, and I'd say realistically by September, it could be in the realms of possibility, like, because this vaccine thing, like, it's getting to people in their 40s now, like, I'm not going to mention about if people have their own choice about it, but
yeah,
exactly. Getting the fucking virus myself, man, I'd always say to anyone, if you had a choice of getting the virus or the vaccine, there shouldn't really be a decision, like, because
that's it, man.
Like, I would say what's in it, but what the fuck is the virus going to do with you? I was telling you before we had a chat, like, what it done to me, like, it was
affected you bad.
Evil fucker, like, but
yeah.
But sure, thankfully those days seem to be coming to an end now, and there's light at the end of the tunnel again. And you'd probably get about 3 more albums out between now and then anyway. Keep you occupied.
I'm trying to slow it down. I'm like, I have the album done, the music. It's very raw at the minute, but I'm like, I'm holding off doing the vocals because I just don't want to get it done so quick.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I have it done, I need to send it off, and Misanthropic Records are waiting. But they're like, don't rush yourself. Like, you just put one out. Like, take your time, and it'd be exciting to see what I come up with next. I don't know what I'm gonna do next.
The studio itself, even if you didn't release stuff, you can be demoing and getting stuff ready, and
that's it, man. I have at least 3 albums ready though.
For fuck's sake.
I wouldn't say ready, but I have 3.
Yeah, they're written, like,
the bones of 3 albums. So like,
so you've literally written 9 fucking albums during the lockdown, basically.
Yeah, and probably a rake of songs as well. Like, even the last album, I had to put out one of the B-sides because not the last album. Oh no, it was the last album, yeah. Because I had a rake of B-sides, and I was like, I want people to hear them too.
Yeah.
So I just put one out as well, just for a bit of crack, because they're kind of like children to me. I gotta give them love, even if they're the runt of the litter, let's say.
Well, I suppose even if it was just like you could kind of release a song every now and again and just keep consistent that way, even if you were going through a time when you were touring and whatnot, back playing live, if you had a few songs in reserve, just to keep momentum going, like, even when you can't record yourself, like.
That's it. Do you know what? I think what inspired me to have that kind of, like, a vault, let's say, of songs was Prince. Like, that man, how many songs is in a vault hidden away of his? He just had
It's thousands.
hundreds of songs. Oh, thousands probably, yeah. And one of my biggest idols is Richie Kotzen, and he's the same buzz. He has just like a rake of songs. Like he released on his 50th birthday, 50 songs, a 50 song album. It was called 50 for 50 because he was 50, you know.
Fucking hell.
And it's just when you see people like that on such a much higher kind of level, it's like if they can do it, if they can record all those songs, why can't I? What's my excuse? Like, you know?
Took moving to a mountain in Donegal to get it all out of you, like.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, like, there's a lot of procrastination goes on in the city, you know?
Yeah.
And too much distraction.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's always I wouldn't like it's not as bad as it used to be, but there's always a negative kind of a part of it as well too. You know, if you were saying I'm releasing a new album every month,
yeah,
you know, people will be like, oh, "What are you doing that for?" You know,
yeah, I know, yeah.
It might be just out of badness. It just might be because they're not in a good place in their own little situation. Because
that's it.
Like I lived in cities myself, man. I personally fucking hated it. Like I tried it out a few times and I just couldn't. Anger and fucking everyone is just out to get each other and pushing each other out of the way, and
that's it, dog eat dog kind of vibe,
and shit all over the streets and everything. Like I
mm.
prefer to live in Roscommon in my own little small little town. You know, it's just like it's even though it's there's no scene as such, but you can't really get carried away at your own bullshit either. Like back in the day when things were flying for me, like for various reasons. Like living in Roscommon always kept me floored because nobody knew who I was for starters, like, and nobody cared either. So if you're walking around in Fibbers all the time, you know, you could easily get fucking a bit above your own station. But
yeah, exactly.
Nobody gave a fuck. So
yeah, it's nice to have like a separate place to just, you know, be you, do you kind of thing. You do get very much caught up. I know it's funny because I actually really think that that's made a huge impact on me. I'm out here, it's hitting on 3 years now. I spent 2 years traveling back and forth for Cork Street Posse and Paralysis. And obviously I would travel to the ends of the earth to go play music with friends. But it's a difficult task to go to like a city vibe from a country side kind of relaxed atmosphere, and it drains you. It's difficult, you know. But I don't know. I'm very fortunate. We're very fortunate, brother.
Yeah, and it worked out well for us in the end in our own little private Idahos out in the sticks, like, you know.
Yeah. It's not like it. I mean, just to be able to, you know, go to the Jacks and look out the back window and see a rake of cows and sheep for a Tala, man, that's a big deal.
Or even just go outside the back door and not have anyone see you, like.
You want that too, yeah.
Yeah, I could go out and just piss under the stars and just breathe in the air and just
you can see the stars. That's the other thing, like, you know. It's nice to be able to see the stars, man.
Exactly. Sure, look, man, anyway, sure. We've gone a bit over the hour now, but that's all right. So we'll kind of wrap it up now. And good to you, man. And we've known each other a good few years now. And look at we're gonna, as I said to you earlier, we're going Iron Mountain Metal Festival. We're having a meeting now tomorrow. So, and with something, I won't say anything now in case nothing happens.
Right.
But
yeah, of course.
If it does, I think we'll be getting a few Viking Berserker Raiders from Donegal up from another mountain into a mountain on Luton, you know? You'll be in your element, you know. You'll be just moving to a different mountain.
Yeah.
Just don't try and take it over now. Don't try and pillage the fucking mountain.
I don't know what I mean, I'm easy, but the Berserkers now, I don't know, like, can't control them. I'll try and keep them under our tree, but I will.
Exactly. Sure, we'll see what happens there, man. Anyways, nice one. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Come on.